I'm sorry, if you cross the green to yellow, you get green in this generation. And then if you cross this generation together,
like
you get two individuals of this
that generation.
Yes.
Not with like another yellow.
No.
Would that have some sort of a subset weirdness?
And that's a special type of cross. Yes, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, so it's round to wrinkled gives you all round. You cross rounds of this generation together, you get this generation. Okay, is that clear to everybody? All right. Yeah.
So you're pretty much getting 3 times.
Okay, wait, has everybody had a chance to think about the pattern? Okay, the pattern.
At the very end, you get like a 3-to-1 ratio.
3-to-1 ratio of what to what?
Like non-dominant, the other one to green.
So for each one of these, I think everybody can notice, even without any terminology, all right, dominant or recessive, that the trait that is always and only the trait the trait that is exclusively present in the F1 generation, in these crosses, in the F2 generation is always 3 parts to 1 part of the trait that is not present in the F1. So for purple to white gives you purple, it's a 3-to-1 ratio of purple to white. For yellow to green, that gives you all yellow, it's a 3-to-1 ratio of yellow to green. For round to wrinkled, giving you all round, it's a 3-to-1 ratio of round to wrinkled, and green to yellow gives you green, is a 3-to-1 ratio of green to yellow. Nice work. It is indeed a 3-to-1 ratio. But let me ask you this. Based on these crosses here, and let me add one term that is on your list as well, that we haven't defined yet. And that term is true breeding. And I want to explain exactly what we mean by true breeding in this context. A true breeding purple pea plant would be one that if you crossed it to itself or to another true breeding purple, would only make purple offspring. So it breeds true for the purple trait. A true breeding white pea, when bred to a true breeding white pea, would only give you white offspring. So it breeds true for white. Yellow, in this case, is a true breeding yellow. It's yellow generation after generation, no matter what, and so on down the line. So are all purple flowers up here true breeding? Which ones aren't true breeding? You're saying these aren't true breeding?
Yes.
What about, are all yellow seeds true breeding? These are, the ones I was pointing to, sorry. Yes, the first generation are, but are all yellow seeds true breeding? No. You guys recognize that there's a difference between these, right? True breeding and not true breeding. So there's an obvious question that should be on your mind about some other peas that are up here. There's an obvious question in my mind. Are there any peas up there that are purple that you don't know whether they're true breeding or not? Where are they? In that F2 generation, right? Are these true breeding? I didn't tell you, right? We don't know yet if they are true breeding. Are these yellow ones true breeding? We don't know. All right. So if you do crosses, that is if you were to self-pollinate them, or the cross that, who was asking about that? Are you asking about it? So if you were to take, if you were to take it and cross it back to the white type, if it gave you all purple offspring, it would be an indication that it was true breeding. If it gave you a mixture of purple and white, it would tell you that it was not true breeding. So there is a way to gauge whether individuals are true breeding, and if you do that, and Mendel did this, this is the data that he got. It's true, I did the art on these slides. Can you tell? So you've got your true breeding purple crossed to true breeding white, gives you all purple in the F1. All right. You cross these together, you get the F2, 3 parts purple to white. But when you test the purples, what you discover is that it's actually 1 part true breeding, 2 parts non-true breeding, and the whites are true breeding. What does this mean? So just take a moment and think about, because this is one of the data sets that Mendel was able to interpret correctly without knowing anything about meiosis, without knowing about chromosomes or genes or alleles, any of that, to figure out one of the patterns of inheritance that is the result of meiosis. So just take a look at this, and think why it might be that you'd end up with a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio of true breeding to non-true breeding to true breeding white.